Okay. Hello, my friends. It is approximately 2 p.m. on February 11th. It's Black History Month. This is the Catr and Kenard podcast. I'm Christopher Kenard Owens. I'm here with my good friend Michael A. Friedman, aka the Mad Catr. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you today?
I'm good.
Super. I wanted today to be a focus on music as it relates to blackness, like as we currently sit and talk, hip hop is the most popular genre on the planet. And in addition to that, you can thank like black artistry when it comes to genres like blues, jazz, R&B, like the list goes on and on. So I wanted to ask you, as a non-black person in America, if you think back to all the music that you really love, who is the most significant black creator as it relates to music in your listening habits?
Yeah, I'd been thinking about that. And first of all, want to do my. And we actually, I think we should start off with the our recommendations. You wanted to start off the show with that.
Well, please forgive me. I actually forgot. You can go
Okay,
first.
but
I
before we do that, I
mhm.
did bring another music thing related thing because every episode has to have something music related, except for the Christmas episode. But I have this in my collection. It
What's
is.
that?
It is. I don't know what it's called, but it's Led Zeppelin Zoso. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
It's that's the only reference I could find right now for this episode. But that's a popular album with Stairway to Heaven. So that's my music reference. But let's talk about our recommendations. Um, so you recommended that I listen to Grammy nominees.
Or more like I wanted you to like pick one artist who won a Grammy at this most recent award show and like pick a song that won an award or an album that won an award. And to my understanding, you chose Bad Guy by Billie Eilish.
I don't understand the lyrics.
Oh, oh, we're gonna have a nice conversation about that then.
Yeah, and I heard her two times in the song go, "Duh," that she's a bad guy. So I live under a rock. So, um, but it's nice of me to come out of the rock to do this podcast, and you as a young person.
You're a young person too. Don't do
Yes,
that.
I am. But just don't look at my beard. Anyway, no. So I did listen to the song, and as mentioned, I think last episode I already talked about the song, and it's the same. My same answer. It's a weird song. I like how if there's one thing I like, it's how I forgot how what the words escape me right now,
That's
but
fine.
it's it's a it's a different beat later in the song. She switches it to a different beat. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I guess progressive artists do that, um, and they'll I forgot the technical term for it, but um, so that was kind of cool because it I think she slowed it down near the end of
Mm-hmm.
the song.
She most
Um,
certainly does.
but so it's not the that weird part, but the video is weird. Her lyrics are weird. Um, so that was my uh, listening experience. Now I recommended you a song
Oh, whoa, whoa,
by
whoa, 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 whoa,
what?
whoa. Slow your roll, friend.
Okay,
We'll get to Earthworm Part 1 by Makeup in a minute. I just thought I'd take a few minutes and talk to you about this interesting song.
okay,
Um like I said in episode 5, I really respect and I'm protective of Billie Eilish because it's not easy being a young person and being one of the most popular musicians in America or just North America in general. And I listened to her debut album When We Go to Sleep, Where Do We Go several times last year. And I really wrestled with it because I don't think that like I like it as a body of work, but and I didn't like and like I was kind of annoyed with how many people like heaped praises on it. And even my favorite reviewer, Anthony Fantano, loves the album. I don't see it, but like I have to give Billy the time to really grow on me as an artist. You know, I don't think I really cared for much of the songs on that album until all like the year end list for like best songs of the year came out, and a couple of songs were on it, and I'm like, oh hey, like after hearing these songs maybe 5 or 6 times, I understand what could make me come back to those songs. Unfortunately, Bad Guy is not one of them. Bad Guys for me is a creepy song because you have to bear in mind when she and Phineas wrote it, like she was 17 and she talks about like seducing your dad, and I'm like, oh no,
Yeah,
don't do that.
yeah. And
And
by the
so,
way, to give our
hmm,
listeners a perspective, her brother is Phineas, and so it does show that siblings can get along together. Hint,
I
hint.
can I can safely. Oh, ooh, someone's throwing some shade over here.
No,
I,
this
I
is for me, my
oh, I
kid.
know. Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. Shout out to my siblings, Kevin and Angelique. Love you guys. Uh, yeah, like first time I heard it, didn't really care for it. I don't think I will in the future. I will say this, as it relates to today's episode. One of my favorite like creators, Ska Tune Network, on here on YouTube. They have a magnificent cover of that song in the ska style, so I highly recommend it. Big fan of their work, like tons of good stuff over there. Just want to send them a very special shout out. Huge, huge, huge fan.
Mhm.
Not too enthused about this Billy record. I'm just glad you did it. To be honest with you, I would be proud to recommend you the 3 or 2 Billy songs that I like sometime in the future. I'm
Mhm.
saving this episode's recommendation for explicitly like African American
Yeah,
artistry. I'll save that toward the end of the episode. We can now get to Earthworm Part One by Makeup.
yeah.
I'm kicking myself only because I said to myself when you made the recommendation yesterday, man, if there's a part one, there has to be a part two. Didn't make the time to look for it, but rest assured, I liked part one. I enjoyed it. It kind of reminds me of the soundtrack to the video game Undertale, which I am very fond of.
Now I'm
You
gonna
might
have to check that out.
it's a very difficult but fun game, and you might say that the song fills me with determination. Fans of the games will understand that reference.
Okay.
I just tell me about it. How did you find out about it? I've never heard of this band before. I don't know if they're still active. Give me give me the deets, my friend. Tell me about this song.
I don't have any deets.
How'd you find it?
Yeah, I just probably was looking about on iTunes about another artist, and I happened to read that in a description of their CD or their biography of another artist, and then I don't even finish sometimes reading biographies because ADD, and I might read that they're contemporaries or something. Maybe I read that another band's a band that is similar to them was Makeup, and so I didn't finish reading their biography. I went and put in Makeup in the search term, and so I found out about that song.
Hmm.
It's kind of ska, kind of dubbish, right?
To be honest with you, I don't know if I'm confident in that kind of like comparison, but that only means like I listen to it more. I don't believe that I tried to find it on Spotify. Oh, actually yeah, I did. I tried the day that I followed up with you about today's episode, like recently. I was at the
Yeah.
library with Sarah, and I'm looking for this song on Spotify. I can't find it. I only found it on YouTube, and so like I guess it's relatively underground for the most part. I'll have to like just dig through the crates digitally and see what I can find because I definitely enjoyed it, and I definitely want to find a way to incorporate it into one of my playlists for other people. So
Oh,
that was
cool.
fun. I'm glad that I liked it. I'm going to um I'm still no, I'm not necessarily disappointed, but like the streak has continued of me not finding a song that I've recommended to you that you're like head over heels for. So like the chase is on, and I look forward to like recommending you still more cool stuff at the end of today's episode.
Yeah.
Let's get back to now you got to answer my question that I asked you in the beginning.
The
When you
black
consider,
artist.
yeah, like when you consider all like the African American and black artists that you've like encountered in your listening habits, like who would you say has had the most like the most significant impact on? Who is that? What is
Yeah,
this? I can see it, but I don't know what that is. What is that?
June Armor Trading.
Tell me about that. What is that?
Have you? She was a folk artist,
Uh huh.
and she is from. I forgot where she's from. She's not from the United States, but she's
Mm.
she I grew my dad. This is my dad's CD,
Mm-hmm.
and so I grew up listening to this CD. This isn't folk. This was she got into. This is her '80s sound, and
Hmm.
she had a hit with. Well, it's not really a. What? How do you pronounce it? Titular song. It's not.
I know
It's
what you're talking
sort of a
about. Yeah.
titular song,
The
but it's
title,
not
like the
called.
title track. Yeah.
It's not called "Walk Under Ladders." It's called "I'm Lucky."
Mm-hmm.
She had a hit with that. She had a hit with "When I Get It Right," and the song you might know is called "The Weakness in Me."
Mm-mm. I'm not familiar with that one.
You know what? We usually do this toward the end, but I'm going to recommend you that song. But
Yeah, please do. Yeah, remind me
but
at the end, but I will for sure listen to that.
I actually want you to listen to the live version, and I'll look that up when we
Okay,
get
cool.
toward the end.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, no, I really love those. Well, I also like another song called "No Love," um, and that was kind of a hit, a minor hit. But
Hmm.
she was more of a folk artist. But this is one
Hmm.
of the artists that I listen to. I also I like Stevie Wonder.
Hmm.
He's a big one. I also um, I also like oh no, I lost it. Terrence Trent D'Arby. Familiar with him?
I recognize the name. Is he the artist who sang "Wishing Well"?
Yep, yep.
Okay, that's a
The
Bim.
drumming in that song is good. Yeah.
That's a Bim related answer right there because I don't think I ever really knew that song and like until like those 6 months of school where had to play it on like the school radio station and
Yeah, I don't
such.
remember that being on the station, but yeah, cool.
Right, I keep forgetting that we weren't like in BIM at the same time. So like what they had in like the banks weren't necessarily like exactly the same. You know?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Joan Armor Trading, Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Would you say that those three like would you say that those three artists are your top three as far as like oh I listen to these folk the most when it comes to like this style or like this persuasion and such?
Um. So top three like
Top three
African
black
American
artists?
artists
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sure. Top two.
Hmm.
Top two. I kind of got into Stevie Wonder last year. I mean, like I
What?
well, no, I always knew of his stuff. I knew a
Yeah.
Superstition, which is a funky track. Um, but I last year I listened to for the first time all the way through. In
Hmm.
my listening ways, I listened to songs in the key of life, and I thought that was
Congrats,
really dope.
dude.
I really enjoyed
Yeah.
that one.
I'm not even
Um,
gonna. Ooh, go on, go on. I hate to cut you off there.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I hate to cut you off. I was gonna start saying something. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Stevie has been a significant creative force in my listening habits all of my life, but I have never listened to an entire project of his. And my parents have like several of his albums, but like you hear like he has so many great hits that you almost don't even need to listen to an album. But one of these days, I'm gonna have to just commit and just like listen to everything he's dropped because there's so many projects.
Well,
And like,
his most popular albums are it. I mean, I think the biggest one was Songs in the Key of Life, but he had a streak with like
yup,
Intervisions, Talking Book, um, and then Songs in the Key of Life. Don't ask him about Stevie on the Beach because he considers that one of his worst albums. Um, but yeah, I there's a little trivia about Songs in the Key of Life. It was actually originally released when it was on record, when it came out on record. It was two LPs and a mini EP. But
wow,
I think when you say mini EP, that's
it's the same thing, really.
yeah, I forgot the word redundant. Um, But yeah, it was a bonus EP actually.
Oh, that's so cool.
So
Yeah.
you know how artists release bonus versions of their albums, like iconic albums. I mean,
No, I
this
wasn't aware of
just
that
came
actually.
out
No.
at the time, and he released bonus songs. So that's a little silly. I mean, it's a great album. I really enjoyed it. So, and there were some
Hmm.
long songs, and I kind of dig that when artists go into epic territory
Hmm.
and double digit in time length. But yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoyed that. So those are like three of the three of the artists: Stevie Wonder, Joan Armatrading, and Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Hmm. When I look back on my maybe pedigree is the wrong word, but just like when I think of like my the way I've just been how I've like lived and interacted with music all this time. I was raised in a household of Christians and such, and whenever we go places as a family, we'd like listen to cassettes or CDs in like that CCM or gospel like genre tag. And like my father, like he loved artists like commissioned and Fred Hammond, like Yolanda Adams, Donnie McClurkin, Marvin Sapp, Smokey Norfolk, and such. And but in the secular realm, my parents really liked Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Uh-huh.
Um, what else do my parents like? At least from that side of the world. Man, I always like go back to the gospel because that was like a significant, a core part of like my journey with music. But
Yeah.
as far as my own taste is concerned, it's always been difficult for me because like you know me, I love like heavier stuff like metal, like hardcore, gent, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not often you meet like you find artists of who are black who make that kind of music, and if they do, it's usually like the one person in the band and not necessarily like the whole act. So like I look to like artists like Will Swan, um, Howard Jones from Killswitch Engage, Will Swan's from Dance Gavin Dance. Who else? Like I'm especially a huge supporter and stan for like Tosin Abasi from Animals as Leaders. I might now that since you already like revealed your pick for me, I might recommend you some Animals as Leaders, but I'm not sure if that's like the most appropriate like choice for you given my streak of losses. But I might just like suck it up and do that anyhow because I'm hoping that in these suggestions that I give you, you learn more about me. Like I'll go to like social gatherings with people and I won't even say a word, but I'll try and like play music the whole night so I can be like participating in like the interactions without saying anything at all. Let me look at the more questions that I've not tweeted you, but like texted you via
Yeah.
Facebook, waiting for Google
I
Chrome to
can
start
I
being a
can
jerk.
come up with one on the top of my head.
Please ask. Go ahead.
One was who would I like to get into this year? Some African
Oh, that
American
was one.
artists.
That was one of the questions. Yeah, like, who have you heard about, but like, not necessarily made the time to listen to that you like that you're interested in?
I would say Chance the Rapper.
Oh, that will be really easy, and I'll tell you why. He only has 4 albums. The first three, Acid Rap. No, no, no. I'm sorry. 10 Day, Acid Rap, and Coloring Book. They're all free. They're mixtapes. He technically only has one album, The Big Day, which most people say is his worst project. I definitely say start from the beginning with 10 Day and work your way forward. They're really fun listens, and like, I can say he's one of the artists in hip hop who like changed the landscape because I don't think there really was a guy quite like Chance before him, and like it's hard to see it's harder for me to like pin down the influence he's had on rappers in like his age category, but like the camp that he surrounds himself with, they're very fun people. I have heard all three of those mixtapes. I enjoy all three. For a while Acid Rap was my favorite, but I think that Coloring Book takes the cake for me because they in addition to like I feel like they got better as he got older. You know what I mean? Like 10 Day was about how he got suspended for school from 10 days because he had weed on him, and so he made a tape in 10 days or about the experience of him being suspended, like
And he's from
talking.
Chicago, so that was in Chicago.
Yeah, like him, just like the people that he hung out with, like him growing up as a kid, his mom and other things of that nature. Like Acid Rap was, like about it. It was about him like seeing his popularity explode in a huge way. Like like Donald Glover's on that tape. A lot of other really big rappers around him, like Action Bronson and Ab Soul. They even gets a great guest verse from Twista on that project. And Coloring Book is where all like comes full circle because this was the mixtape that got him his first Grammy. And like before Chance, you could not win a Grammy for a mixtape. And I'm hoping that maybe in the 2021 Grammys we'll see more mixtapes eligible for like the award because so many like I ranted and raved last episode about like who are these people to say that they have their finger on the pulse of the culture when so many things go just like float by the wayside. And I try to like follow and keep track of so many artists because like what if like the one like song or artist that you say I'm not interested in that, this is bad, and then like it blows up. It's
Yeah.
so embarrassing for me personally. I specifically look back to a time when Owl City just came out and Fireflies was like the free iTunes song of the day. And
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't really care for this that much. I downloaded it anyway, but like I didn't really like listen to it. And maybe sometime afterwards, I'm sitting in class and some girls in front of me are like, yo, I just got this new song from Owl City and it's Fireflies. I hear it on the radio every day and I'm like, whoa, I missed the boat on this song. It's everywhere. It turned Adam Young into like a household name, which he rightfully deserved. He's a great singer, great piano player, but not black. I want to get back to the blackness.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Man, okay. I'm gonna mention three songs from all three of those tapes, and we can move on because I finally got Chrome working over here. From the first tape, I highly recommend the song from 10 Day. I recommend Brain Cells. From Acid Rap, I especially like the good ass intro. Like the first song in that mixtape is super fun, lots of great horns and like juke production. And then on Coloring Book, No Problems featuring Two Chains and Lil Wayne. Great beat by the production team. Brass Tacks. Love those dudes. They do a great instrumental version of In My Feelings by Drake, which is a song that I really do not like. And they somehow made it interesting.
Mhm.
So just like a little sample of what you'll have to look forward to. Um, I believe you can get like a copy of all three of these mixtapes on datpiff.com. This is not a sponsor, by the way, but it's how I personally got into them because, I use Spotify most of the time to listen to music, and Coloring Book was the only one available on that site, or on that program rather. But ASRAP and 10 Day recently got uploaded there, and yeah, there are many ways you can find it. I'm sure you can even find them on iTunes if you want. Ooh, bonus snippet of information. Chance and his friends, the Social Network, they released a project called Surf, and at the time it was free to download, and it featured a lot of like it wasn't necessarily like a Chance album, but like he was like the executive producer, and it had like a lot of awesome features like people from like Drum, B.O.B., Janelle Monae, No Name, J. Cole, Busta Rhymes, Big Sean, Kyle, like list goes on and on and on and on. And you can also use that as a reference point to like how interesting and broad the scope of like Chance's influence was. I will to the audience who may be listening, I will most certainly provide links for all of this stuff when the time comes because there's a lot of good stuff we're talking about right
I
here.
just got passed a note by my brother,
What up,
and
bro? What up,
and
my guy?
and it has something to do about music. It says
Well,
juice on acid rap.
that's a great song. That's a great song from that tape. Is he in the room with you by any chance? Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yes,
Without
that's
having
why
to
he passed me that note. Yep.
Okay, all I have to say to you, my friend, sir, I don't know you. I'd like to know you. We have 4 episodes till episode 10. I want you to be on episode 10. I am shooting my shot at you right now. You don't have to say yes. You don't have to say no. I just want you to know I like you. I want you. Come on the show. Come on the pod. Just,
You getting
just,
this, Dan?
just wanted to say, man. Like I hear you have a very interesting point of view, and I believe that our listeners would love to hear what that is. 4 episodes from now, my friend. Just saying, think it over. We'd love to have you. let me not get ahead of myself here. What
Are
are
you
the
saying
questions?
anything about that, Dan?
See, is that saying anything right now? I just wanted him to hear it since I
Hold
know he's
on,
in the
hold on.
room.
He just said something. What? I said it would be great to be on the show. It would be great to be on the show.
Yes, that's what I love to hear. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Every day it just gets sweeter. Let me see. What other questions did I have for you today? Ba, 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 ba,
I
ba, ba,
remember
ba.
another one.
What
Who
was that?
is? What do I think about rap being uh, a number one genre?
Yee, tell me about that. Like, because I know you're one of those classic heads. You know what I mean? And like, you're like the
Classic
classic.
heads.
Yeah,
Define
man.
that.
Oh my god.
I think I know what you mean, but explain it.
No, bro. But like when I think about you and like the music that you enjoy, it's like you're one of
Old
the
school.
you're one of the few friends that I have that like specifically goes to like those older bands with like a lot of like cuz you know things about like the Doobie Brothers and stuff like that, and most people my age or in that range don't listen to them.
Yeah.
So it's, and like like you would happen to enjoy that that what was that Foo Fighters song you had me you listen
Baker
to?
Street.
Yeah, like you actually enjoy those songs and things like that.
Yeah.
And like I'm starting to think to myself, if I maybe like recommended you some Yes, we probably have a little more to talk about because I'm
We
like,
watched. My dad and I watched them at the Apollo Theater.
why am I even surprised? See. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, I'm not a big fan of Yes. Probably my favorite song
hmm.
is Changes.
See, I don't even know that song. This is why we
Um,
do this show right here
it's
because
on the CD with owner of
oh, the '80s
Olympia.
album,
What's that?
like that '80s album that they
Yeah.
did. I
Yeah. Yeah.
like that song a lot. That song is fire. I love Omer
But
Columbia.
back to Black Artist.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So what do I think about rap being a number one genre? I I I don't really um like rap. I've said before I like the beats to rap. Those are my favorite parts,
Hmm.
and even with, as you know, I love instrumental music. So
That you
um,
do.
I sometimes lyrics stick with me from songs. Like we mentioned, POD, Every Day is a New Day. That kind of inspired me at one point in my life. But
Hmm.
as far as instrument, I like, as you know, I've listened to Introducing by DJ Shadow. So I'm not currently listening to any rap these days.
Hmm.
I have some old school rap albums or rap CDs, what sounds like the word rhapsody. And so I intend in my music project to listen to them. Um, and actually, I think the last time I told you about rap CDs, I think I said I didn't have a lot, which is not the truth. I wasn't lying to you, but I do have rap CDs. It's not the majority of my CD collection, but I do have some old school hip hop CDs that I will get into one of these days. So,
Quick. Let me. Let's have a quick sidestep. Have you figured out your situation with like your automobile, like CD situation,
oh
whether
yeah, I'm
like,
actually about to put a CD in probably
oh
some.
yeah,
Yeah, yep.
which one? Tell me which one it is.
Well, the problem with having like five CDs in advance in my head that I want to listen to the next five, I kind of try. I forget. And so I don't have something lined up. I just know I'm going to put a CD in real soon, today. I'm thinking of the band Wings. There's a CD by the
Paul
band
McCartney.
that came after the Beatles. So I'm thinking about that. Um, it's just that's the problem. Like I said, having five in a row, and then trying to think about serious things that happen in life. Unfortunately, we have to pay bills and we have to transport people to places that they need to go to. We have jobs that we have to do. We have. I don't go to school, so I don't have to worry about studying anything. But yeah, you have ordinary life comes in, and and that's a lesson because we try to throw lessons in. It's something I'm not very good at, but you need to be flexible in life. And it keeps coming up as a theme in my life. And I'm not very good at being flexible, but that is a good lesson for all our listeners is be flexible in life. But so yeah, anyway, I don't know specifically which CD I'm going to listen to. I have so many CDs that I want to listen to that I have. There's CDs that I have in my head that I want to buy. And I used to have a list, an actual physical list that I don't do anymore. And I try to remember it, I try to remember all the albums, which is not a good thing because my memory is filled with other things. But yeah, I don't know which album I'm going to listen to next. Speaking of memory, I'm trying to think of the other question you had for me.
All I'll say about memory is that I can relate to you in the sense that like there are a lot of things that I forget on a regular basis, and I would highly encourage you, my friend, to resurrect those physical lists. Resurrect them, bring them back from the dead.
Yeah,
Because man, oh man, like I think that's why I'm on social media so often because when I can share something on Facebook, when I can retweet something on Twitter, when I can reblog something on Tumblr,
yeah,
when I can like pull out that notepad on the bottom of my screen and just like type something in real quick. I
yeah,
may not get back to it that day or that week, but like maybe when I'm like purging the files because I'm out of memory space, it's like, oh snap, I didn't do that thing. Maybe I can do that now because man, because like I too, I'll be going on about my business and thinking, dang, I'd love to listen to this song. And if
yeah,
it's not, and what I try to do now, well, what I used to do when I had a functioning phone, I would like go on YouTube and then I like throw that in the search, and then maybe I'd have to close the application or someone's talking to me in like my real life.
yeah,
But then when I go back and like what I tend to do when I'm on my phone and I'm on YouTube, I'll go to the bottom of like my recent searches, and I'm like, oh, do I still want to listen to that song? Nah, I'll just type something else in the first place. And I was
yeah,
like scrolling up and down. I'll be like, oh, I listened to that recently. I need to listen to that again, and
yeah.
then I'll listen to that again. And it's not as simple as me just like, oh, like this is like next in the queue for like a CD like listening session, but like it's almost the same thing. What is the question that you remember that I asked you?
No, I didn't remember, but
You
I
did not?
actually
Okay.
I have Facebook up, so
All right, go
I'll have a
ahead.
look. It is um. All right, let's see. I sent you a poster.
Yeah, yeah. Oh wait, you know what? I have it up right now. Let's see. Let me check off the list.
It's before
Um,
I sent you the poster.
yeah, it's so we have briefly gone on about your like your indifference to hip hop at the moment. Um, you said you want to get into chance, and let's see what else we have. Okay, let me lead the conversation a little bit.
Okay, go
When you
ahead.
consider like popular like black artists right now, is there someone you've heard about but don't understand like the hype?
Yeah, I don't know if I thought about an answer for that one. Um,
You know what? I'm thinking that we have to save that question for next episode. Honestly,
okay. Because I
yeah,
tried to
because
think of answers to all the questions. I didn't know we were going to cover them all. We've got the rest
oh
of
yeah,
February.
oh
We've got the
yeah,
rest of February.
yeah. Like in with our recent expansion of going from an hour to an hour and a half, I'm like, oh well, we'll need plenty of questions and dialogue to like fill up the time.
But we still have
But no,
a little bit less than an hour now.
yeah, but we still have the whole we still have like the whole of like what I can't even see the time. We have like it's what 3:34. We're still on for like till like 3:30.
Yeah, yeah, 2 to 3:30. We're at 2:35 now.
Yeah, we're looking good. Like it's the clock is ticking.
I can try to
Um
think of because to fill up, unless you had some other questions you wanted to ask me.
oh, I most certainly do. But like you go ahead, take you up before. Go ahead. What you got?
I mean, I don't have anything. But I can think of some artists about the hype.
Nah, you go.
The hype.
Yeah, like if like feel free to like ask me things as they come to you, but don't feel like, oh my gosh, the heat is on, I got to answer right away. Nah, I don't want to I
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to like
yeah.
ask you things that like you spent like your actual time, not even like apart from the show,
Well,
just
I can
thinking
name some
on.
other artists that I would like to get into this year. Um,
Yeah, like who?
Another one, I would say, I would actually say Terrence Trent D'Arby. Now, the album that I'm familiar with that my dad owns is called. It's not called. It's a title song. It's. I think it's a long title, and I am going to look this up. It had the song. It doesn't have "Turn the Page." This one
Hmm.
wasn't as popular. This album, I don't think. It has a weird intro song called
Weird.
Welcome to My Monasterio." Um, and that's Symphony or Damn. That's the name of the album. I remembered it without having to look it up, and
Hmm.
that's the one that I know I'm familiar with him with. The songs from there. There's a good song on there called "Turn the Page." There's another song
Hmm.
called uh,
I'm gonna look it up to help you out here.
the second song after "Welcome to My Monasterio." At the very end, it it gets mono. Um, so it kind of the sound goes from one speaker to the other. It's like it's going around your head. The sound. It's kind
Yeah,
of cool.
I do appreciate those kind of effects.
And She
Um,
Kissed Me. That's the name of the song. She
Damn,
Kissed
you beat
Me.
me to it. Yeah, yeah. And the Butte album that you're thinking of with the long title is Introducing the Hardline according to Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Okay, that's the one with Wishing Well on it, and I want to listen to that. That's the CD that I want to listen to. Is it next on my list? No,
Probably
but
not.
that one it might not. It might not be this week. It might not be next week, but whatever. Anyway, that's an album I would like to get into.
You
Um,
hmm.
and if you want me to be flexible, I could slot it in for my next CD if you want.
And
Um,
my question to you is this, like, yes, you own Symphony or Damn. You don't
my
own
dad
intro
does,
you don't
yes.
Oh, okay, well, like it's in the family collection. You don't own Introducing the Hardline. Like how like say if I requested that you slot that album in, since you don't own it, what would you do?
Actually, my dad does own it, but
Okay.
I've never listened to it.
I see. I
All
see.
I'm familiar with is Wishing Well, and I'm sort of familiar with his other hit from there, Sign Your Name.
Yeah, it came up when I googled his name actually. Yeah.
So the crux of my experience with Terrence Trent D'Arby is from Symphony or Damn. Um, and so I can't think of the other song. Do you have Symphony or Damn open?
Yes, I still have like the article from Wikipedia up there. Yes, I do. Why do you ask?
The other song. I'm
What
trying.
the big song? Delicate.
It wasn't. It wasn't a big song, but I like it. I like the very end of it. Actually, it's really good way to end the song. And I do like this was kind of a minor hit. I mean, most of the stuff from Symphony or Dam was a minor hit compared to Sign Your Name
Hmm.
and Wishing Well. Um, there was a song, do you love me
Oh
like
yeah.
you say you do?
Yep, yep, yep. Track three. Yeah.
That's kind of an old school sound to it. Um, and then, but the song, what's track six?
Track six. Just a second. I got you. According to my research, Neon Messiah.
Okay, that one I heard as a bumper song on a radio station.
Hmm.
But I have it up so I can find out what the song is. Welcome to My Monasterio is like really silly. It's 30 seconds. Um, Wet Your Lips. That's the ending of that song I like. And I've like 2 years ago, I kind of recently got into Do You Love Me Like You Say? Um, but She Kissed Me is good. And Wet Your Lips and then the next song after it, Turn the Page. So so that's but the Hardline one is the one I want to get into. Um, I also would like to get into possibly. I know you like this guy,
Oh.
Tyler the Creator.
Okay. So I have some things on that. To be honest with you, and I was thinking about it last night because I was thinking about and it's actually kind of related because with like black music being the most popular in the world right now and like the dangers that like the responsibility and like consequences that come about being a famous person, right? In general, like you think about people like Snoop Dogg, Tupac, R. Kelly, Chris Brown, and just like the decisions that they make in accordance to like their public image. I think about Tyler, my beloved Tyler the Creator, because when he became a famous person, like very young, like I want to say around the same age as Billie Eilish when he became famous with all of his friends in Odd Future,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say that the lyrical content, because it's funny, you mentioned like, oh, like the lyrics in the hip hop, like not really, not necessarily a big fan of like the lyrics. Like a lot of the lyrics from like Tyler's first mixtape and like maybe like the first three albums, oof, like not necessarily, I would say like fairly problematic. And so when people like who aren't necessarily like aware of Tyler's trajectory, they're like, oh, Kris, I like you love this Tyler dude. Where do I start?
Yeah.
I try to veer them away from the earlier stuff because like some of those lyrics have not aged well whatsoever, and to be honest I condemn a good chunk of what he was talking about at the time. I understand with context that like he was like a very angry, like closeted creative young man who's like being really edgy and aggressive
Uh-huh.
and sometimes violent,
Yeah.
just for like in the same way that like an Eminem would, but that doesn't excuse like the things coming out of his mouth sometimes. But more
I'm not
recent
stripping, by the
albums.
way. I'm taking off my jacket. Too hot.
You're good. You're good. It's kind of warm. You know how that global warming stuff goes. No, but like his more recent albums, like Igor, which won Rap Album of the Year, and like Flower Boy, like those albums. They're more how do you say, like palatable. Like I could play some things off that album to people my parents' age, and they're like, "Oh, that's nice," you know. Like Tyler's always had a great like sphere of influence when it comes to like his production work, and like he really knows how to get a great take out of a feature that he'll get. But man, like looking back and thinking about some of those old lyrics are kind of really hard to listen to. So if you do get into Tyler, I primarily suggest Igor and like Flower Boy, both of like his Grammy nominated albums. Like Cherry Bomb, great production, but like for like Bastard, Goblin, and like Wolf, he was letting that F word fly and like and not in a good way. So he like maybe want to listen to those albums with some headphones if you're curious, but like in general, I really like because I there are parts of all the albums that I do enjoy and in a good way, but like I especially have fond memories attached to like those last two albums he put out.
Yeah. Which one would I start with? Flower Boy or Eager?
I would
Is it
I would
Iger?
Igor. I guess I would start with Flower Boy as yeah, start with Flower Boy. There's a lot of like now that like that era of his career is over, there's a lot of things associated to the album to help put things into more context. I highly recommend like Genius.com. Tyler himself sat down with one of his favorite comedians and friends to talk about how he made that album. I don't know if he's made a documentary about it yet, but it would not surprise me if it comes out soon, later this year. But man, like I bought that album, and usually I don't buy albums. With the way that I stream, it's not often that I spend money on purchasing music. But
Yeah.
recently, when Apple decided, oh hey, we are going to kill iTunes, we're going to go explicitly with Apple, pardon me, excuse me, with Apple Music. I was telling a friend of my girlfriend's, and she was like, "Well, I don't need these anymore," and she handed me like a little handful of iTunes gift cards, and I went nuts. I was like, "Yo, like it's been so long since I held one of these in my hand," and I bought a lot of music. I think I bought maybe uh two albums, just like a handful of songs here and there. And I'm so thankful that I had that opportunity because oftentimes a friend or like a website will like recommend a song or an artist, and I don't make the time to just like really listen to their work. But because of this person, like I bought a lot of stuff at the time that just like was just like a footnote in my brain, and now because I bought it, it's always there with me. And Flower Boy by Tyler is one of those albums because it was like at this time his biggest project and like his most like um overall celebrated work, you know, like he had great features from Anna of the North, Rex Orange County, Kali Uchis, Lil Wayne, Estelle. Is there anybody else that I'm forgetting? ASAP Rocky's on that album. Like so much like the production, like his production is just like he did things with his production he's never done before. I often pick on Zayn Malik from One Direction for like not getting in the studio with Tyler because Tyler was like, I really want to work with this guy, I love the way his voice sounds, but he ended up just not showing up for like two of the sessions, and he ended up just like remixing his biggest song Pillow Talk all by himself with no like permission from the label. It's just sitting there on YouTube. You can like watch a video of him in his room in like this bright yellow outfit with a guitar, just like dancing around in the production. Oh, ha, ha. That's all you get today, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Terrible puns.
Yeah. Speaking
Yeah.
of puns, I do like lyrics when they're punny. Like I read online recently, I was reading about a Kanye West lyric.
Oh dear. Which one?
About the show with
Okay, I think I know what you're going to say. Let me guess. It's
the sitcom.
You're thinking of the one. You're thinking of the Family Matters bar when he goes
too many Urkels so low.
Yeah, that too many Urkels on your team. That's why your wins low.
That was
yeah,
clever. That was clever.
That was pretty great. Man, just thinking.
There's another rapper I read that. I'm sorry to interrupt, but he said he rhymes Cinco de Mayo with link in my bio. Is that Chance?
I don't know. Honestly, it sounds like something he would say because, like, one thing that people pick on Chance about is that he's so cheesy. But like, remember, at this point in his career, like Chance is like the happily married man with a daughter that goes to church, and not ironically. So it would not surprise me if that's a bar from like the Big Day. The Big Day is about him getting married and what that process has been like for him.
Yeah,
so early into
last album about that, right?
Yeah. Like. It's unfortunate that like that's just like his least celebrated project, but like at this point in his career, like Chance can afford to take these kind of chances. No pun intended. Yeah, see.
Yeah, is it Risk the rapper?
Oh, now that one. Now look at that. Those are jokes that I appreciate those kind of jokes. That's not bad. Like that may have to be like a.
I'll give you a ha too.
There you go. Like, look at that. This is how collaboration works, ladies and gentlemen, babies and gentlethems. Man, oh man, like I totally got thrown off my train of thought. Well, I still
you unfortunately that album wasn't. He was taking a risk there.
Yeah, and like it's so funny. It's like a dear friend of me and my girlfriend's loves the Jonas Brothers. They just dropped a new project, Happiness Begins. I can't stand it. I don't like anything on it. And I love the Jonas Brothers. They're nice young men. They're all talented. They're great. I wish they would make weirder stuff. I wish they took more chances. Because when I hear some pop songs, I'm like, bro, anybody could sing this, which is good because that makes it marketable. But when I think of a really cool artist or popular artist, I'm like, yo, I want to hear your voice. I want to hear things that only you can do. And I want you to do it well. Like, they just dropped a new single, What a Man Gotta Do. And like, I'm happy they're singing songs about their wives. That's wholesome stuff. It's great. It's so cheesy, bro. I'm not into that stuff, man. Like, I love there's a certain like level of cheesiness that I have. And like when I look at the Jonas Brothers, I'm like, yo, this is too cheesy. If you've ever eaten a food that's too cheesy, that's the Jonas Brothers. And like,
the Beatles did that. I mean, they started out with the cheesy stuff. I want to hold your hand.
See, but it's aged better. It's aged better. I personally don't see the songs that they've recently put out on Happiness Begins aging well, the people and maybe like when like a decade goes by, I look back on these comments, maybe I'll feel differently, but for some reason I strongly don't feel that way. Like there's a key difference between like the stuff that Billie Eilish is doing and the stuff that the Jonas Brothers is doing, because they've been doing this for around the same time that like they've been like professional musicians for almost a decade. So it's like, and then like I can appreciate somebody who sticks to their guns if the guns are consistent. Like, nah, bro. Like, why am I even talking about this? I'm done. No, we're moving on.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Rob though. Shout out to Big Rob.
There's no
Um,
black member in the Jonas Brothers.
they're like the bodyguard kind of counts. That's why I shouted
Oh
him
yeah,
out.
he got a shot. Yeah. What
No,
is?
with 10 minutes left of the hour to go, before we like start this line down of the episode, I wanted to just like name great, interesting artists for people who may not be aware. We have one listener right now. Shout out to you. I don't know who you are, but I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, it's Black
Is
History
there?
Month. There's so
This
many
is
great
somebody on our
artists.
stream on StreamYard.
Not I didn't pass the link to anybody this time, but like remember when we hit that record button, when it goes to my YouTube channel and like it goes live. So people who are subscribed, I have about 175 at this point. Like
Okay.
they all get the notification if they're on the site at the time when it goes up. So whoever that might be, I love you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh, oh my goodness. Who's out here right now making great songs? Who's black? Who I love? Who I may not know so well, but wants to know better? We have great artists like Lizzo, Lil Nas X, Tank and the Bangers, The Roots, Tierra Whack, Roddy Rich. I mentioned Tosin Abassi. I love you. We have the band Bad Wolves. We have Bad Rabbits. We have oh man, we have God Forbid. They broke up, but they're still awesome. Um, who do I love? I love John Legend. I love Outkast. I love Big Boy. I love Andre 3000. I love JPEG Mafia. Who else do I love? Who's out here making music that I love? Chaotic Couture. We have Jade Omega, like who I think is Dominican, but still counts to me. I don't care. I'm trying to think of ones who don't get like their 15 minutes as often as the others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that I know personally. Is there anybody else that I could have missed? Uh, anyone at all? Anyone at all? Okay. I mentioned Will Swan from Dance Gavin Dance. And from Secret Band. I know there's some more out there that I'm not thinking of right now, and like I think because I'm trying too hard to manifest them. I'm only gonna do this for like another 5 minutes. We can continue on to something else. Uh, oh my gosh. Okay, Killer Mike. Um,
Right from Run the Jewels. Yeah.
yeah, he's marvelous. They're going on tour of Rage Against the Machine this year. So like, if you have money, like good money, go to that show. That's gonna be great. Okay. Phony People, The Internet, Haji Beats, Left Brain, Mike G, Wiz Khalifa, Juicy J, like 3 6 Mafia, um, Logic. Okay, Logic. Let's give Logic a shout out. 301, what up? Um, Joyner Lucas. Okay, sure, why not? I'm maybe like there's some shade coming out of my voice when I say these more popular names, but I just want to like give the floor to like people who are like carrying the culture. Rest in peace to Charles Bradley, great, great, great artist.
Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like if there was ever a person in my life who I never really knew but wish that I did, it's Charles freaking Bradley. Like you could feel the pain in his voice when you saw him sing, and he was such a snappy dresser. Like Sade, man, oh man, Kamasi Washington, Thundercats.
Oh yeah, I know
Um
some Thundercats. Yeah.
Thundercat is so great. Matt Martians, Sid, uh oh my goodness, Emily King, yo, Emily King, Theopolis London, um, there's this one R&B singer who I really like,
So
Raphael Sadiq. Hmm?
yeah. So some of these are older artists like Sade, but she's still doing
Yeah,
music.
still out here just like carrying the culture, like that last album that she put out, Soldier Love. There's some hits on that bad boy. You know what I mean? More
Like I told
controversial
you
pick.
last time, the only song I know is or Operator, Smooth
Smooth
Operator.
Operator.
Yeah.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Like a full body of work that lady has. More controversial picks like Leanne LaHavis. From Red Bull Records we have Gallant. Janelle Monae, make sure you
Yeah.
get their pronouns correct. They, them. Just dropped Dirty Computer, super great project on the Oscars recently. I'm gonna let a couple more fly before I stop. Unlocking the truth. Love
I was
them.
wondering if you knew about them.
You know about unlocking the truth? How do you know
Yeah,
about them?
my brother introduced me to them.
Oh, dude, all the more reason we gotta get them on the show. Like, I really, really do enjoy what they do. Like, Unlocking the Truth is a band after my own heart in the sense that for many years, like eighth grade till now, even, like, as a person of color, a black man in like the heavier realm, it's not often that I find dudes who look like me who likes the bands that I do.
Yeah.
And so when I see a young band like Unlocking the Truth just going for it, I want to like do everything that I can to support them. And I actually do like what they do. They only have one album to their name. They dropped a bunch of singles. I believe one of their members is trying something out solo, and that I
Okay.
hope it works out for. I hope it works out sincerely because it's not often. And I know it's kind of like you get pigeonholed, like, oh, they're the black metal
I
band. It's
got
like, no.
another artist, and I have to get my brother to remind me. Dan, Dan,
Hello.
you can hear me calling him. Dan.
Yeah.
Yes, it was they're a black group, and they do kind of like psychedelic, trippy music. Um,
Hmm.
I think they have the word bird in their name. Um, let's see. I'll be right back. He's right here. The whole. I'm gonna turn off my.
I'll hold it down. While I still have a chance to just shout out great black artists, Flying Lotus. Man, oh man, this is where I wish I had more of an audience so I could like, just spit off the top. I know you're out there. Come to me. Be with me. I'll be like, who else do I know? I know that I know so many great artists who are like of African black persuasion. Here he comes back. Let's see what he has to say.
He doesn't remember, but he knows what I'm
Come
talking about.
on. Okay, well we'll have to just drop it in the comments later on this episode when it drops.
They were trying to sound like the Beatles. And so
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about because I think they busk. I've heard about these folk.
they
Yeah.
bust, don't they? Yeah, they did it on the subway. Yeah, they were on the subway in New York. Yeah, not on the actual subway, but before you go on. Yeah, the where you wait
Yeah,
for
I
the
know who he's talking about.
yeah. They did a cover of a Beatles song when they were
Yep.
busted.
Yep, I
They
know
did
exactly what you're
Unlocking the
talking
Truth
about.
Busk.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Didn't Unlocking the Truth Busk as well
Yeah,
back in
they
the day.
bust in back in Times Square and all that good stuff.
So yeah, he doesn't remember the name.
That's fine.
Yeah. But
That's
we can bring
absolutely
that up
fine.
in another episode. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We're winding down to like the half hour portion of our show. Let's spend a little more time talking about our recommendations for each other. You first. I'm gonna see what you just sent me on Facebook. So I just noticed I got the ping
Yeah.
noise. All right, so this artist that you want to recommend to me.
Oh, let me put it.
Yeah, what's is that the oh, so is that what you sent me?
Yeah.
Oh. Let me take a look here. Let me see.
But
Let me
it's
see.
specifically from.
Okay. All right. So The Weakness in Me, live all the way from America, Joan Arma Trading.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like somebody I've never heard of before, and I'm looking forward. Like I'm always happy to hear about somebody new because like
I'll tell
when
you
you
where she's from.
yeah, please do.
Let me bring this up. This will.
But you understand what I mean when like you get into somebody new and you're like, oh cool, like it's something I never heard before and I enjoy it. But then later on, as you go through your life, they get recommended by somebody else from like a bigger publication or like a more prominent figure, and it's like, oh, I know who that is too. It's so great that we have that connection, even though they may not even be talking specifically to you, you know?
So Joan Armor Trading
Uh huh.
is from. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this. I'll spell it out. Bassetterre in St. Kitts.
Say that one more time.
B
Spell it. Mm-hmm.
A S S, so Bass,
Mm-hmm.
Etterre RRE. Looks like it's French,
Okay.
and
All right.
it's in Saint Kitts.
Just a second. I'm gonna let Google try and translate this for me.
Born in
Trying to.
1950 on the island of Saint Kitts in the West Indies, Armour Trading moved to England at the age of 7, settling with her family in Birmingham, where she taught herself to play a piano. Which that song, I mean, if you listen to the album version of "The Weakness in Me" from
Hmm.
Walk Under Ladders, that the album version has drums and I might have a guitar in it, but the song is just her and the piano on the live album. Um, but where she's taught herself to play a piano that her mother had purchased simply as a piece of furniture. So,
Wow.
so her mother said, "Hey, that looks nice in this. It might be feng shui," but Joan said, "Hey, that can be used as an instrument." So, um, but that's graduating to. She graduated to a different instrument, but I can't read. I can't understand that L3 guitar. It's a simple. It looks like an L, but it has a dash in the middle of the line. So
Hmm.
it looks cryptic. It looks like uh, I don't know. Um,
Yeah,
but
post it. If you can copy and paste it, post it into the chat. Maybe I can look it up.
um, I I can't. It's this is on iTunes biography.
Ah, that's okay. That's fine. I'll have to look that up
Uh,
myself then.
but it
Actually.
says graduating to the L3 guitar her mother picked up from a local pawn shop. She began
Mm,
writing songs and playing in local bands. But like I said,
mm,
she started out as a folk artist, and then um, it says with the release of 1980's highly regarded "Me Myself I," no and just "Me
mm,
Myself I," Armor Trading's music took a stylistic shift toward a more hard edge rock and new wave sound, and
mm,
subsequently became her best-selling album to date in both the UK and US. But
Amen.
produced by Steve Lillywhite, the
Who
more
I've heard of, yeah.
the more synth-heavy offerings "Walk Under Ladders" (1981) and "The Key" (1983) were nearly as successful, with the latter supplying another of her best known songs and "Drop the Pilot" and earning her a
Mm.
second Grammy nomination. Um, so, yeah.
Hot
So
dog.
that's my
Um,
introduction to her is through "Walk Under Ladders." Another good song on there is the last song called "Only One." Um, but "Only One," "No Love," "The Weakness in Me." I love when the drums kick in.
mm,
Um, and by the way, I'm looking in the manual. Um,
yes.
because I remember reading this for "Walk Under Ladders." It
Yeah.
actually Thomas Dolby, who did "She Blinded Me with Science" from the '80s.
Huh?
He, I believe he did. I thought he did he did synthesizers and "I'm Lucky."
Hmm.
Um, so, and "When I Get It Right" is a good song.
Hmm.
That's the second song. So, but check out, like I said, "The Weakness in Me" from that live album. That's really good. Uh,
100%.
um, it says Tony Levin. I, I, I
Levin,
think
yeah.
is he a black artist? I don't
Tony
think.
Levin? That's a good
It
question.
has the name of the group that bust on the Beatlesque group. They're called Black Rabbit. BLAC.
Hmm. Well, we found it. Okay, good. All right, and just to answer your questions,
BLAC Rabbit.
shout out to them too. And no, Tony Levin is not African American, but it looks like he plays bass, so that's tight.
Yeah.
And while I have you, speaking of the spot where she was born, the pronunciation is
Okay.
Baster.
Okay.
And
Last.
there probably is no like tongue roll there, but it's like it's Baster, you know?
That's there. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
you basically got it.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna go ahead and stick to my guns and recommend you some animals as leaders. I'm going to recommend you something from their third album, The Joy of Motion, I believe it is called. I don't know why I'm not remembering that correctly. I'm going to make sure that it's not the incorrect title of the album. I just want to make sure I announced it to the crowd correctly because I would be outed as a fake fan if I didn't understand. I recommended the incorrect album name. Let me double check here. Do 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 do. I'm gonna hop on to my favorite website in the universe, Wikipedia. They have all the best information.
That's
Not
my
what?
least favorite website in the world
You don't like Wikipedia? Why though?
because people go on and just change things, and you have to find another source to see if that to base it off of Wikipedia to see if that's correct.
Yes, that's entirely the point. You have to make sure that the information is verified.
Why do that? Just why go through that extra route?
See, but to be completely serious with you, it's like you make sure that your information is valid from another source just to make sure that like the person telling you in the first place isn't biased, which is often my biggest weakness. I am very biased in all
Is
things
it the
that I
weakness in you?
Oh, 100%. I'm very biased in all the things that I
That's a
say and
Kenard
do.
trading reference.
Oh, hush. No, but I no, but like seriously, like me going to Wikipedia and finding out the name of the album. I'm on here enough to know that most of the things that I read and learn about are probably true, but it would be best for me to just double check. It's like say like a doctor prescribes you with something and you're not sure that they have like the best information on hand. You just that's why you go to somebody else if you can afford it. But like I'm because like say I think with like Kobe dying is the best example of that because Shaq said like one of his younger relatives brought the information to him and he did not believe it. And so like who am I to just say that like just because say I don't know maybe like Time magazine says something that is true the first time? Like nah, like I want another person to say I heard about it from somebody else who got information from this source and it checks out. Just so I feel more confident in the things that I'm learning. But now, since I'm here, the name of the album is indeed "The Joy of Motion." What song am I going to recommend you? Because this is one of my most favorite albums of all time. So I will be so heartbroken if you don't like any of it. Um, I think I'm going to go ahead and just do the opening track because it fills me with such energy whenever I hear it. I'm gonna give you the song "Cascade" by Animals as Leaders from the third album, "The Joy of Motion." I really, 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 really like this bad boy. It's fast, has some great solos, great drums, a lot of cool IDM in the background. The cool thing about one thing I respect Animals as Leaders for is that they're a three-piece band with Javier Reyes and who's that other that amazing drummer they have on staff right now. Matt, yeah, Matt. How do I pronounce Matt's last name? It starts with a G. G G G G
It's
baby
pronounced
baby.
Bastier.
Yeah, see, yeah, you basically got the same thing that I got.
No, I'm kidding. But I'm looking at something now, and when I was thinking of Tony Levin, I was
Levin.
thinking of Tony Thompson, who was the drummer for Chic.
Oh, I don't. Why do I not? Why do I not recognize that when I hear it?
Well,
What
you
song do
know
they do?
Nile
What's
Rodgers,
their biggest song?
Bernard Edwards. Um, if
Do
you
they
don't
do?
know who Nile Rodgers is, we
I
shouldn't do
do.
the podcast anymore.
Hey now, relax. Shout out to Niall. It's maybe I should be embarrassed for not recommending him in the first place. I know
um,
yeah he's pretty great.
there's a story about the song "La Freak."
Now I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
You know
Now
about that story about how the
no,
song
tell me,
came
tell the
about?
audience.
Um, it, I mean, I don't have an article about it. I watched it on a TV
Give me the
program.
footnotes. Yeah, give me the
So off the
footnotes.
top of my head, it, I just learned this last year.
Uh
They're
huh.
they were trying to get into a disco club. Um, I'm going to see if I can find it online,
Tell
but
me
it's a
anyway.
famous
Yeah.
one. Studio, what is it called? You know,
Oh, 506 or something like that.
and I mean, this is just a Cliff Notes version.
That's
They
fine. Yeah.
couldn't get into play, and so it was supposed to be the F word, I think, instead of freak, and so that was their
Uh
their anger towards not being able to play that club. They
uh
actually, I think, finally did get into there, And so, but Tony Thompson's the drummer. Tony Thompson, if you guys are seeing a restaurant commercial um, making the rounds right now, there's a
Hmm.
song by Robert Palmer, and Robert Palmer was in a super group with Tony Thompson called Power Station, and
I think I've heard of them. Yeah.
Duran Duran members were in there, but
Oh.
he played the drums, and
Okay.
so in that super group. So that was Tony Thompson. But I looked up this article that I read about these pun lyrics, and it's from a Wired article,
Hmm.
Wired.com article. It says. Chance the Rapper does rhyme link in my bio with Cinco de Mayo in the song Mixtape. Um, and
That's from Coloring Book. Yeah. The
and
one with
then
Young Thug and Lil Yachty.
Little Wayne says, "Yes, I am wheezy, but I ain't asthmatic."
Yeah, I remember that bar too.
And
He
then
was he was.
Hume says, "Got more soul than a sock with a hole,"
Oh man, I can't believe I forgot about Emma
but he
Doom.
means
Like,
SOUL soul. So
yeah.
so
Holy
those are
heck, my
kind of stuff
friend! 20 minutes to go, and like virtually like almost no ground to cover. At this point, we're kind of like just you know like shooting the shit at this point. Um, it's the 11th right now. What say we you want to like get back together in a week?
yeah, we can still go. We can. That's fine.
Oh, trust me, I'm just asking you now because like if I have like if we get it on camera, I can't like I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I can. We can still talk till 3:30. I can do.
Oh, well, certainly, yeah.
I'm pretty
I've got
flexible.
plans at 5 p.m., but like I'm like, you know what? I got to commit to the show. The people have to know what I have to say, and what Freeman has to tell them. They want to hear his puns, so like we got to do the damn thing. We were
Yeah.
originally scheduled to like film on the 6th, but like the technology was not. It was on strike. It was protesting against us, so we had to like, hey,
Yes,
let
it
them have
was.
their peace. But we're
You
here now, man. I'm happy
want
that
to
we're here.
schedule on air?
Not really, no. That's fine. I just wanted to ask you like let's do this again like real soon cuz like I know that like you'd like to do this show as often as possible because there is a ton of things to discuss in this musical landscape of ours. I think it's certain I think here I'll throw this out to you right now in the air. Um come after episode 10, let's start reviewing out. Let's start let's tackle albums together. Like we've been recommending each other's songs. Like we're like, you know, we're still getting to know each other. You know.
Yes, we are. Because you know what you did tell me. You said earlier in this episode. You said, Michael, you probably know this about me, but I'm into harder stuff. I now that I think about it, yes, but I kind of learned something new on the air. I know that you are into gent because I remember. And speaking of link in the bio, I remember in our synopsis about our show, you do like
Yeah.
gent. So, but I kind of learned something now. Now it's stuck in my brain that you like harder stuff, and I definitely was thinking about unlocking the truth with you. I always thought I never brought it up, but I kind of thought you knew about them. I
Yeah.
downloaded. I have on a CD. I have one of their albums. I think it's their self-titled album.
That's the only one they have. Yeah, that's all they really have. They have a
So,
few
but I
scattered
remember
joints that I like
I
though.
think they plugged it on a late night show. They played on a late night show. So
I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that performance because I definitely want to stay. Like I love to get in. I love to interview them Sunday. If I have more credentials, I definitely want to interview them because like I think like I've seen like a brief guitar power episode with one of the members, but like I feel like it was at the time when he was like much younger, and now that like you know he has a little few hairs on his chest. It's like he get like they all could like say things about like this industry and the culture that we're in, so we're surrounding like black boys or just like black bodies in like the metal frame. I almost completely forgot about Oceans of Slumber. Don't let me say another word without mentioning my this incredible band from I don't remember where they're from, but I know they're from the States and I love them. Oceans of Slumber, super great. Lead vocalist, black, superb. They even cover Kashmir because I'm not the biggest fan of Led Zeppelin, but like it is cool to hear people's different takes on their work. And there he goes waving his banner again.
the Led Zeppelin side. So do you are you going to say anything about Living Color?
In Living Color? No, because I feel like it'd be a disservice to them. Because I feel that most people my age, like, they know the one song that they're known for, and it's a damn shame. Like, I've never really made the time to, like, check out their body, and I ought to, but, like, it's, for me, it's like, people know that they're, like, people who, like, bigger nerds of music know that they're one of the, like, the more, like, significant, like, um, I don't know, like, nothing like because they're me they're kind of like Fishbone, and I prefer Fishbone to and Living Color, to be honest with you. Like, I don't really care too much for Cold Personality. I know it's a cult. I know it's like a classic, but it's not really my style. It's more of that that classic sound that, like, doesn't really appeal that much to me. I don't want to be
My
disrespectful when I
dad
say that though.
owns that album with Cult
Oh,
of
do you?
Personality,
Have you
and
heard it?
I want to get into that CD. I want
Yeah.
that CD.
Now that's your five CD list.
That's part of my project. And by the way, to go back
Huh.
to that about reviving that list, when I had that list, I would go into a record store with that list in hand,
Oh my.
and I would check. I wouldn't check it, meaning actual physical check, but I would look down at it, and I would be in there for a long time. I still take a long time. I was in Durham. I was at a thrift store at a really
Yeah.
good record collection, um,
Ooh.
and they. I've never seen this at a record at a thrift store before. They had their albums in alphabetical order. Um, so I spent probably 45 minutes. If I didn't have somewhere to go, I would have
Hmm.
stayed there longer until they kicked me out. But Vivid is the name of the album in Living Color. Um, I know I used to watch a show on um, on VH1. I guess I can still talk about it because it's no longer a show called That Metal Show.
I know what that show. Eddie Trunk.
Eddie Trunk, yes, and two comedians, Don Jameson and I forgot the other guy, but Jim Florentine. Don Jameson, I believe, started Crank Yankers with, I guess, Jimmy Kimmel. Do you remember the
Hmm.
show Crank
Nope.
Yankers?
Nope. Never saw it.
On Comedy Central, it was puppets making prank calls.
Nope. I never saw that one. I trust me. Comedy Central. I never could afford to watch that.
Okay, so anyway, Vitus Reed and the other guy, Corey Brewer. No, that's a basketball. That was a basketball player. The other guy from In Living Color
Mm-hmm.
showed up on one of their episodes of that metal show. So,
Hmm.
um, but yeah, Cult of Personality, and I would like to listen to Vivid. I have that in my list of CDs to listen to,
Hmm.
somewhere deep in my brain, stored in my complex brain that I have. So we've got 12 more minutes, 3:18. So you
Heck.
have a song for me from Animals as Leaders. I gave you Joan Armatrading, and you
Hmm.
say this Animals as Leaders song. It's energetic.
100%. Like, it'll knock you out of your seat. I highly recommend it. It
So I
means the
should wear a
world to
seatbelt.
me. Yes, yes, indeed, you should. Maybe you should be on the road when you listen to it because you're gonna want to go at top speed when you hear it.
Road rage? No,
I
no.
wouldn't say road rage, but like you're gonna feel like a superhero listening to this song if you ask me.
Well,
Um,
people do
um,
have lists of songs that they like to listen to while driving. So
yes, indeed. I'm working on a project for my girl, called the Sarah Scoots playlist because
what's the second word?
Scoot. Hold on, I'll type it out for you.
I know what scoot
S.
means.
Oh,
Like,
okay, okay, okay. My bad. I'm just saying,
well,
like,
why Sarah Scoot?
Scoots because
That's cute. Yeah, but what's it
yeah,
mean?
man. But it's because
You
she
got
and one of
Jamaican
her
on me.
my God, one of her close friends, like, he has a moped, and like they're always going on adventures, and she got this great new mobile speaker for Christmas, and so I want, like, y'all need like a playlist for when you're on the road going places, and
Yeah,
like so
I've
they
never
know.
heard of a driving on a moped playlist, but okay.
Yeah, I'm working on it right now. It's public. It's on Spotify. I'll be sure to drop the link. Like it's gonna be at least 2 hours done, 2 hours deep when I finish it. I only have like
Oh
about like
wow!
9 songs on it so far, but like
So it can be
I
songs to listen to in any kind of mode of transportation.
sure if it's but like I'm just going for high energy like things that like that'll like like get you like in like in the mood to travel and stuff like that. And it usually when I
Or
make playlists for
do you have Lunatic Fringe?
I never heard that song before.
You haven't heard it? Okay,
No, what the heck is that?
it's from the '80s. It's from a group called Red Rider. I might have to
Nah, man, I never heard of that.
I might have to recommend that song. Now, Tom Cochran is the lead singer of Red Rider, and this is not a black musician, but
That's fine. Go on.
he had a hit solo song with "Life Is a Highway."
Well, that's
I
his
want
song.
to ride it all night long.
That's him. Oh, I didn't know that.
That's him solo. They're a Canadian band
Oh,
because
oh,
every
I
music
see.
artist under the sun is from Canada. Um,
A good
and
chunk of them are, yeah, for sure.
But anyway, so "Life Is a Highway." I'm not a big fan of that song, but
Oh,
that's another travel song because it has the word highway in it. But "Lunatic Fringe" is a great song, and the country group Rascal Flatts covered it.
yeah,
"Life Is
for
a
cars.
Highway."
Yeah, I remember.
"Life Is a Highway" for I think the Cars soundtrack for the
Yeah,
movie
their
Cars.
version's okay. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I will listen to the song by Animals as I'm stalling here. So I know about a couple other songs from the Vivid album, but let me bring up the name of. Oh, there's another their metal '90s alternative band. I wanted to see what your opinion is on them. Is
Ooh.
it Seven Dust?
Oh, I love them. I love them so much. I actually got in trouble recently. Well, not in trouble, but like, they recently signed to Rise Records and put out a new album, and one of the songs on there was called "Not Original," and I like it. And I put in the comments that like representation in heavy music matters to black audiences, and people were like, it doesn't matter what color you are. Like, it matters if the music is good. I'm like, but it does. Like, it means a lot when you're a young person, regardless of like your background, to see somebody that looks like you doing something interesting. Like say I didn't even like music like I do, and I saw like someone like Tosin Abasi on TV, like doing playing his 8 string guitar. Like it'd be cool to see someone who looks like me, dressed well, happy, doing something they love. Maybe I'll end up being a firefighter or something. But like as long as like you're a young person seeing people that represent you in a positive way, it's like oh like it's going to like inspire you and encourage you to like do what you like and like like it's I don't like people who want to like take away like something important to somebody else just because they can't identify with that. It's like let's encourage like things that we're not used to seeing all the time so we can broaden our horizons. And that's why like Black History Month is so important because even though it's the shortest month of the year, like Black History is happening right now.
Why'd
Like
they
because
do that to you?
hmm
Why'd they choose that month for you guys? I'm sort of.
hmm I wonder why.
Uh,
But like, hey, it is what it is right now.
I
Maybe
never
someday
knew
we'll
that.
change it. Yeah, right. Isn't that kind of weird? It's like in the grand scheme, there are much bigger fish to fry. I'm
Yeah.
sure, but
Pick
like,
your battles wisely. Yes.
well, and that's a complicated conversation as well. But just like, as long as we're like, what's for me, as long as we're keeping track of like it's a thing, and like, but and maybe I'm the wrong person to like have this conversation in the first place. Like, and I guess that's also in accordance to like choosing my battles because I don't want to like step on my tongue or trip over my words and say something that I don't necessarily mean. But like, it's a
Yeah,
vibe. You know what I
I
mean?
feel you because I like to represent myself. I don't like to be. I like to
To
be
speak
honest.
for others
I'm sorry.
necessarily. Not like you want to like represent yourself and speak for yourself, and not necessarily for like everybody else who comes
I
from your
don't want to
realm.
be fake.
Yeah, of course.
And they speaking of Seven Dust, they have a greatest hits, and I know this. They have a cover of another black artist. They have one of Marvin Gaye. Um,
Which one?
I believe I'm going to look it up. I forgot the name of the song. It's one of their big hits. Inner City Blues.
Ooh, I gotta check that out because I know I believe that to be a deeper cut of Marvin's discography. May Marvin rest in peace.
Yeah.
Um,
It's from their greatest hits called Best of Chapter 1, 1997 to 2004.
Man, like I'm so happy to know that bands like Seven Dust are still out here. They sound great, even like after being in the game for such a long time. Like their vocalist, I'm a big fan of what he does because he sounds great on the mic, man. Like he sounds wonderful.
Oh,
Like
they also
yeah.
did a searing rendition of Alice Cooper's School's Out.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I'm a bit burnt out on schools out to be honest with you. Like, it like with when it comes to an artist like Alice Cooper, I want to stay away from the hits because he's just one of those people who like I skim over because people say he's great and they're like, okay, he's great, and I move on to somebody else a little smaller than he is. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Well, here we are.
LaJean Witherspoon.
Yeah, love him. Love, 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 love him. We have approached the finish line. I was feeling a little nervous, honestly. I was recording. I'm like, oh man, I didn't like prepare enough material to talk with, but I can talk for hours even if with no prep.
Uh-huh.
Episode 7, I'm gonna do a little bit more. Not sure what we're even gonna talk about, but like I'm gonna have more ammunition on deck so I can just like
Yeah,
throw things
give me
at
some more
you
questions.
for sure, for
And
sure.
also recommend that video game album that sounds like the makeup song. Give that to
I
me on
will
Facebook.
gladly do that to you. While I still have you, did you listen to that Snarky Puppy album that I put on your Facebook wall?
No, but I'm about to real soon.
Please do. I'd love for you to like share it with your family. It's so great. It was like the whole album is filmed live. It is stupendous. A couple of the songs almost make me cry. I love
Yeah, I
love
saw
love that
that, and I
album.
like music that. I was listening to the song "So Lonely" by the Police yesterday or the day
Mm.
before, and that made me tear up a little bit,
Oh man.
just a little bit. But I got into a moment just listening to that because
Okay.
I hadn't heard that song in a while. Um,
Wow.
uh, and I want to say something because we have a few more minutes. I want to amend something that I said last episode where
What's that?
I talked about the only time I buy albums on iTunes is if it's digital only. I also buy albums on iTunes if they have a album only. If it's you have to buy the
I know
whole
what you
album to
mean.
get that
Yeah.
track, and the Snarky Puppy album has one of those songs, so I'm going to buy that one.
Which one? Which one?
It's the last song. It's Lingus.
Wait. Oh, what? No, don't do. No. Don't do that. Well, do that after you hear everything cuz I do love
That's
that
I'm going to
song.
listen to everything. Buy the whole
Okay.
album.
Okay, cuz I'm about to say it's like I don't want to like I feel like it's kind of like I don't want to cuz I love that song, but like I think it's so petty of iTunes to be like, "Oh, you got to get everything to get this song." Cuz that's not necessarily true. Like I don't want to recommend it, but like you could totally just like pirate that damn song. But Snarky Puppy, they're broke just like the rest of us. They need as much like actual like money as they need. But like I happened upon that particular song. That's the song that got me into the band, believe it or not. And it was only because a snippet of the solo by Corey Henry was cycling around Facebook, and I'm like, I've heard nothing like this before in my whole life. I'm a big fan of Corey Henry and the Funk Apostles and everything that they do. Shout out to B Slade. Um, Fam, it's Black History Month. Power to the people. That's episode 6.
Power
Michael,
to the people.
thank you for being here. To our brief 2 listeners, to our 1 listener still here with us right now, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Like, take some time today, like, learn something about Black history. Black history is happening right now, this minute.
Uh-huh.
Um, like, follow the golden rule. Listen to great music. We'll be back soon. I'm gonna end the show a minute early just because I can. Like, I need to clean up some. I need to clean up the mess I made in here in the studio, the TV room.
Okay.
Um,
You spit a lot, right?
what man? No, I putting me on blast like that. I'm out of here. Michael, please say goodbye to the people.
Power to the people.
Yes, indeed. Power to the people. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Godspeed.